welcome to Beginning Digital Photography. Um, I'm just going to go over some structure on how Canvas is laid out and some of the things of where you can find information. Of course, if you ever have any questions, you can always email me and um, I'll get back with you, come to office hours, etc. And I'll show you where those things are located as well. So first off, when you enter into Canvas, when you log in, you'll probably get your dashboard. Mine doesn't let me show you that. Anyway, so when you navigate to the Art 265 online course, it will default to the modules. On this left side task menu, you can go to the syllabus and you can find my contact email, when my office hours are, as well as the due dates of the assignments down at the bottom in the course summary. But everything really happens in modules in this class. And I have a start here or resource module, and this is going to give you some step-by-step help on how to download the Lightroom app, which is what we use for photo editing. So you should receive an email from the Creative Cloud or Adobe, which is the company that makes Lightroom. And you'll see two different options once you've downloaded and logged into your Creative Cloud suite. And that's Lightroom Classic. That's the one that's a desktop. That's the version that this class is based on. There's also a cloud-based Lightroom, and this is Lightroom Lite. And it can be used on a notebook computer or a Chromebook or a tablet, or you also can actually get this on your cell phone, which you'll want to do. So this classic version has more editing capacity, it has more organization capacity, and that's the main one we want to use. But there are cases where students maybe have a Chromebook and then the classic is too big for their computer, or you want to put it on a tablet to work on the fly more, and so that Lightroom cloud-based might be more helpful. And of course, if you're having any issues with Canvas or trying to get or not getting your, like, it's showing that your student ID or student email and password isn't letting you log in, contact IT, and there's the phone number there. If there's actually physical issues with Adobe software, you'll want to contact Adobe directly. But you can also reach out to me and I can help at least figure out who you might need to call if there is a problem. It's rare, but it does occasionally happen, unfortunately. So again, we can go back to modules and we can see then the next thing. So this is sort of like your to-do list to get started. Get Lightroom downloaded. If you're using a camera phone, put the Lightroom app on your phone and there's a little video. Now this is a good example. Sometimes the videos don't load in here. Sometimes they just take forever to load. So if for any reason the video that you link or click on doesn't load in the little screen, you can always click on the title up here or that little browser box with the arrow that indicates that you're going to open a new browser with that title. So if I click on that, it will just
Hi guys,
open
welcome to the channel.
in a separate browser. This tends to happen because Canvas isn't designed to load really big files. So it may happen with this video. There is towards the bottom here, web link guide, and it basically just is picture version and a little description on like viewing the video links and web links that aren't working properly. I don't know why, but Canvas tends to do that for me. So anyway, that's a video on kind of how to use the Lightroom app, how to use the camera, some of its functions. That will be really helpful. And then of course you can then even do some of your editing on the app and get that synced to your computer desktop, where you can then go and do more fine tuning. The next is a video tutorial on cloud syncing with the Lightroom Classic from phone to computer to phone, and so on. That one's a bit of a long watch, but you can go through and watch key pieces or just put it on in the background and learn a lot of interesting information about the process. So next in the class, when you turn in an assignment, then there's an submitting assignment guide here. So when you're turning in your assignment, you're going to see that you have some steps to do. And that's, this down here walks you through that. But also with creating an assignment, you're going to often see this in the assignment itself. You will see 25 images from the list above in one contact/proof sheet for the assignment, or share album also works for this. So the contact sheet or proof sheet, these are terms they come from different parts of the photographic industry. Contact sheet referring to back when we printed in a darkroom and we would lay a piece of paper directly under our photo negatives and contact print to make a page that we could view the images in positive. And a proof sheet was used in things like fashion and magazine tutorials, where you would make a sheet of proof images so that your editor could look through and pick and edit down the images they wanted for the publication. Both terms mean the same thing, just a page full of basically a collage page with all your photos organized in it that allows you to share that quickly with those pictures. So when you're turning in an assignment like the scavenger hunt, you only need a proof sheet with 25 images on it. When you get to later assignments, like in the depth of field assignment, you'll see that you're turning in 2 finished images and then a proof sheet with your images shot from the assignment, as well as a concept sheet that is your feedback sheet on how the assignment went, what you learned, how things worked for you, what maybe your approach, maybe you got this really cool idea about how you wanted to approach the assignment, and you can share that with us there. This is what you would do if we were meeting in person and you were sharing your images and you were talking to us about what's happening. So that's a real key little part of like dialogue to let us know what you were thinking and how things went. So for this assignment, you would actually turn in 5 linked items. So 1 item each of the shallow depth of field, the maximum depth of field, 1 to 2 pages of proof sheets. So you're going to have 50 images. You could have them 25 per page, or 1 page with 50 on it. And then your concept sheet. And again, the how to submit to guide is up here under submitting assignments. So all of these are mostly picture guides or YouTube videos explaining a feature that we're using. So, you might come back to cloud syncing, say, 2 or 3 assignments in when you need to change something. So it's up here versus under a specific assignment. So in that depth of field, it said or a linked album. So if you're using the Chromebook or a tablet and you don't have a PC or a MacBook or something like that, you can, and you're using just the Lightroom, not the Lightroom Classic, there is actually a way to share an album, which it creates a web link. And this walks you through how to do that. And the video above cloud syncing with Lightroom Classic will actually talk about these albums as well, or these photo libraries. So that touches a little bit on both editions, the web edition and the classic version. But if you can't use classic because you don't have the computer for it, that's okay. There's a way to turn in basically a proof sheet, which ends up being a web link to a page of images. So we can all just use that web link to access. So that explains how and what settings you need to choose for that. Next on the Start Here page, there is Lightroom Tutorials. This is again a web link or image page link, and it may or may not eventually populate, but if it doesn't, just click up at the title. And this is all the tutorials from Lightroom Classic that Adobe offers. So there's ones that we won't ever watch in class, but maybe you're interested in taking portrait photography and you want to look at retouching portraits with Photoshop. So this would be, something you could look in outside of the class, but it also is a double up for if there's ever a link that doesn't work. And usually the links you can tell what they're supposed to be taking you to. So like organizing photos in Lightroom Classic, if that link doesn't work, you can always come here to browse directly to it. Or if, again, halfway through the class, you're like, oh, where was that thing at how to use the star rating in the development tab? You can come and you can go to that organizing your photos and jump back to those videos. So you don't have to dig through all of Canvas. But again, see, this one's not populating. And all you have to do if it doesn't populate is click the title or that little web browser icon. I think it's particularly a lot of the photo heavy pages just don't work in inside Canvas. It's not designed for really heavy duty page sizes. And of course, if you don't have Microsoft Word or Office 360, you can download that for free. That just explains how, as a student, you can put in obviously your student ID, and you can get access there. That can be helpful for writing up the concept sheets. As we go down this startup menu, I will go through all of this. This is going to be a long video. Sorry, guys. So Lightroom tutorials, free there. Okay, photo sources will come in handy for your weekly photographer discussions. Weekly photographer discussions are a little research and presentation, a little short synopsis or review on the historic significance of a photographer. A few things on these. Each week is based on a time period. Please make sure your artist is actually working and taking photos in that time period, not that he was just born in that time period. Because you could have someone born in 1890 but never started taking photos until 1930. We want to make sure we're referencing the right time periods. So you will post the discussion in the discussion area as soon as you can. Hopefully done by Wednesday. This giving your classmates times to also comment on on each other's posts. And there's more directions here. So synopsis should include an abstract of the artist, analyzation of some of the chosen works that you've picked, especially focusing on what we were learning that week. So for scavenger hunt, maybe you're analyzing it for content of what's in the picture. For depth of field, how they're using depth of field. For time, how they're using time and showing time, and so on. So think specifically on what we are learning in class that week, but also you can bring in the past things as well. Any original thought, things you found interesting about the photographer, their life, their likes and dislikes. We don't really need to know if they had a dog or if they liked cats, but what were their major contributions to the art world, what do you think about, like, maybe they were really active in the Red Cross, and how do you, feel that that informed their art? And um, this is just a basic form. If you're having a hard time getting writing about them, you can start like looking at that, and it'll help you put together a synopsis. We're really aiming for about 500 words, and the research and writing shouldn't take too long. So you will just tag, each week you can tag who you're going to write on, and then get that written within a few days. We're just trying to avoid that we don't have everyone like write up about Ansel Adams or Edward Weston all at the same time. So just try to avoid double ups if possible. It's not the end of the world, though, if you just finished writing something and you notice someone else posted that same person 2 minutes ago. Just go ahead and post it. It'll always be interesting to see other people's takes as well. So like I said, photo sources are just a few museums and places that you can look up for artists. Life magazine pretty much ran from the early 1900s to current, and they have an archive of all their art. The Museum of Contemporary Art, you'll find information. Met Museum, Museum of Photographic Art. Also, the Getty Museum has a pretty extensive library of photographs. So you can actually search. So say you're looking up Tom Brady, you can actually go and look up Tom Brady Getty images. And they have a different Tom Brady. Let's see. We're just going to get the football star. Let's try Adams. There we go. So now here's Adams, and you can see the Getty images, and they have a licensability and use for students to use. You can download a picture for student use and on their website. So that's a nice place. Of course, Google is also very handy. So then you'll see photo sources, weekly discussions, and I'll show you modules down below. Video links, again, if you're having problems viewing video links, web page guides, if you're having issues there. The concept sheet, this is a place you can just download that concept sheet. You'll see on the concept sheet itself a spot for writing out your ideas and concepts, how you're approaching the assignment, observations you made, issues and successes you had, and any other comments you'd like to put. This is graded and part of your grade, so it is very crucial to write up something. You can print this out and photograph it to submit it. You can type in a Word document just using these prompts. There's a lot of flexibility here. You do not have to necessarily use this form, but you do need to include some sort of feedback for information when you're turning your images in. So this is an option, but again, like I said, you could just type it in a Word document, or you could print it out and write it. I think most students choose to just print it out and then take a photo of it and upload it with their photos. And then submitting assignment guide. So if you've never used submit assignment before in Canvas, this will walk you through, like looking for this little icon means it's the assignment. And then you hit start assignment, and then you're going to select upload file, choose file. There'll be an upload file there, choose file. We almost always have multiple files to turn in, so then you'll use the add file option to allow you to create a second upload spot, and then you can just keep doing that until then. If you're just typing out your feedback, you can hit that comment section there and paste it into that comment section. That is also absolutely valid way to do it, or you can add it as another file. And then once you have submitted, you'll see that it's submitted. My samples were late. And then you can hit submission details in the upper right corner of the page. And this will allow you to see what you've uploaded, add content. So maybe you uploaded the images and you're like, oh no, I forgot my concept sheet. Well, you can copy and paste that information there, or you can actually add and attach an additional file like your concept sheet file there. And then students, this is also very much what you're going to see when you do your student peer reviews. So you'll be assigned a peer review. You'll actually click in, it's usually under this, to click where you're supposed to go look. You look at their images and then you type comments in there. So you can see their comments and you can see your comments. All right, well, this is a long-winded first video, getting through the start here function, and I will go next into, in the next video, a little bit about each individual module.